Hi neighbor, my name is Hannah. Welcome back to my channel, Pretty Hippie Me. My channel is about fashion, makeup, and life in general, so if you find that interesting and if you like this video, I hope that you give it a like and subscribe and set your notifications to all. This video is a quick one that I'm just doing from home. I'm going to do my morning routine for you, partly because I would kind of like some advice if you think I'm doing anything a little miffy, and also just because, I don't know, thought it would be nice to share. Meanwhile, I'm going to be talking about Tiger King because wow, there's a lot going on there. So first of all, I have showered. While I was in the shower, I washed my face with this Neutrogena Pore Refining Exfoliating Cleanser, and I'm gonna moisturize. So I actually use 3 different moisturizers. This is the part that I'm like, give me some advice. So I have a Avalon Organics Intense Defense Vitamin C oil-free moisturizer. I use this on my T-zone because that area is oily for me, so it's nice to have something oil-free. And this is also an area where I have my redness is in my T-zone. So vitamin C is good against redness. So about Tiger King. I'd heard of Joe Exotic before from John Oliver. So I watched it because everybody was talking about it, but also because I knew of Joe Exotic from John Oliver. So this is Derma E Vitamin E cream. And this is what I used to use all over my face, but it used to make my T-zone like super oily. So now I just use it on the drier parts of my face, which are my cheeks and my forehead. So here's my thing. Watching Tiger King, I think, has really solidified for me how much of an empath I am. Obviously, everybody in the show is like a criminal in some way, shape, or another, and I'm glad that the documentary was kind of unbiased about that, and everybody who was sketchy got their own episode proving their sketchiness. That was appropriate. But at the same time, I kept like looking for the hero of the show. I kept like wanting somebody to turn out to be the good guy, and there just was nobody. Even when they had their episodes talking about why they were a sketchy sketch, I was still like empathically watching and wanting to like listen to their side of the story and understand where they were coming from. And it's just something that comes so naturally to me that I don't even realize when I'm doing it until like afterward, when I'm listening to everybody else's reactions to it and they're like, oh, what a bunch of crazy meth heads. I'm like, oh yeah, they are, aren't they? And I was trying really hard to like give them the benefit of the doubt and relate to them. This show really puts it like on blast for me how much I do that. So the third cream that I use is L'Oreal Revitalift Eye Cream. This is the most expensive out of the 3, I think. They ranged between like $12 and $20 each. This goes on the eyes. So at the end of the day, like, obviously they're all criminals, and I hope that more comes, more prosecution and more just like getting it all out in the light and getting it taken care of, because I agree that like if Joe's going down, he is not the only one who's guilty. I think that he was super paranoid, and so that made him the most obvious one because of his own like loudness on social media about his fears and his anger with Carol. I mean, season 2 would depend on what's happening and who's getting like prosecuted or who's not. I'm glad that at the end they were like, it's far from over, because it should be. So now that's my face. I use those 3 different creams, and then I get as much as I can out of my hair, and then I kind of part it however it kind of naturally falls. So I do that swipe backwards, and then I see where it naturally kind of falls, and today it's falling there. So I cleaned up my part off camera because it was not that exciting. But now I use Garnier Fructis Curl Sculpt. It's a conditioning cream gel, and I really like the texture of this, and I like what it does to my hair. There are a lot of like gels that make my hair feel crunchy, and like oils and creams that don't actually do enough to my hair to form the curls. But this, it's like a $4 product, and I found it like a couple years ago, and it's just consistently been reliable for me. Give it a big old squirt. I don't hold back. Cover both sides of my hands in it. Run it through my hair. So on my empath quest for like the good guy in Tiger King, the best person I could come up with was James Garretson. Even though he was selfishly motivated for sure, it makes sense that finally somebody from outside the situation just looked at all the crazy and was like, yeah, I can be an informant. This is weird enough that somebody needs to know about this. He was probably the most like good guy in that situation. The other two I can think are like Soph and Renki. Soph made such a good point at the end about like the animals are not winning. It's not doing anything for the animals, and if you're talking about people who want to conserve wildlife and whatever they're supposed to pretend to be doing, the animals are being treated badly. So in terms of finding heroes and finding good guys, I guess like in the good guy category, Soph and Renki fall into that. In the hero category, kind of an anti-hero, I guess, is James Garretson, because as much as he has a past, and he's sketchy also, and he did it to cover his back, he still like whistle blew about the thing that needed to be whistleblown about, and Soph and Renki didn't do that. It's just such a messy, complicated story. So you can see I'm scrunching my curls here, trying to give them some form and some shape. My hair is very thick and heavy. I have to do this, otherwise it really kind of like turns wavy instead of curly. So I leave it to dry, air dry, and when it's dry, my scalp is pretty like, it's not very lifted, my scalp. So that's why I do a lot of this like pulling my hair back in my videos, because otherwise I get severe like triangle head. But at least with this product, it's curly triangle head instead of like wavy frizzy triangle head. So I need to wash the excess off my hands, and then I lotion up my hands. So Carol was definitely somehow involved in the death of her husband. Like, I don't know if she fed him to a tiger. That is probably a touch extreme of a theory, but she definitely knows more than she's saying. And that's another moment when like I was listening to her and her new husband's side of the story and being like, yeah, wow, I can totally see how people are just making up these theories about you, but they're not true. And then I was like, wait a minute. As much as the show taught us a lot about the big cat trade industry, it also taught me a lot about myself. But anyway, so that's pretty much my morning routine. Shower, wash my face in the shower, do the 3 moisturizers, and then the hair product. And then I go about my day, let the air dry my hair. My face feels pretty like moist right now, so I also need to give that a little bit of air. And then if I do my makeup that day, will be later on. Oh, also I usually put a Nivea vanilla lip balm on my lips. I don't have it here with me, I'm gonna do it after the video, but Nivea is great. If you haven't used Nivea lip balm, like, you're missing out. It's good. So that's the last thing I'm gonna do. So let me know your thoughts on my morning routine. Does anybody else use like multiple moisturizers? And do you think I'm using the right ones? Because I still get redness on my face and like texture that I don't understand. If you have any good products, let me know. And let me know your thoughts on Tiger King. Is anybody redeemable? Is anybody a good guy in this story? Is anybody else like an empath who is trying really hard to relate to everybody and be like, yeah, I totally get your side of the story, and like trying to root for everybody even though they're all obviously like criminals and terrible people? Let me know your thoughts down below. It will be interesting to hear from you. Yeah, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this little quick video. If you do, I hope that you like and subscribe and set your notifications to all. My channel is growing and I'm really grateful for it. So thank you so much to those of you who have subscribed. It just really means a lot to me that you're spending your time here watching my channel. I really appreciate it. So much love. Bye.